Now, I tell you about tape. Now, you take a piece of tape like this, and you put one piece over here on one side of the mouth, one piece on this. What am I doing? That's the wrong kind of tape I got over there. On a tape machine, you don't use that kind of a tape, like for bandages or something like that. It's altogether different. Now, you put the tape on this side, and then you put it through a little thing over here, and then you twist it around over there, and you put another reel here, and then you turn on the machine, and here's what you hear on the tape. But that's backwards.
This is Tower. Launch sequence engaged.
Welcome to WDW and Beyond, your podcast for Walt Disney World and beyond, including Disney Parks, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, and, well, beyond. This episode and every episode, we bring you Disney news, history, facts, and opinions while having an all-around fun and great time talking about our passion, Disney. Welcome to show number 26. On tonight's show, The Man Show. I'm Rob, and before we get going, let me bring in the cast of characters we have tonight. Our first one we have is Mike. How you doing, Mike?
I'm feeling very manly tonight, Rob. I'm excited about this episode. It was a lot of fun getting ready for it, and I can't wait.
And Brian. Brian, how you doing?
I'm great, man. Getting ready to show everybody that I'm the manliest man of WDW and beyond.
All right, well, before I kick it over to Mike, we do want to say that we are missing our princess. Shannon is not with us tonight, and that's why this one is the Man Show edition. But we do wish her well with her family and Troy quick and speedy recovery. So, Mike, tell us why we have a Man Show tonight and what we're going to do.
Men, manly men, manly men. Woo-hoo-hoo.
This is kind of like when your mom goes out and lets you have friends over anyway, and she just knows that something terrible is gonna happen, but she figures it's a learning and growing process. So that's kind of what's going on here. So tonight we're going to be discussing manly things to do at Walt Disney World, because I know sometimes when I talk to people, I say, yeah, I'm going to Walt Disney World for a week. Going to Walt Disney World. Oh, it's just rides and princesses and things like that. And it's really so much more. There are lots of great, cool, macho things to do down there if that's what you're looking for. So it's not all pixie dust and princesses and things like that. So what we did, we came up with some topics to discuss. So we're going to be discussing the manliest of the following categories: Disney experience, the manliest snack, the manliest attraction, the manliest park, the manliest resort, the mode of transportation, character experience, the manliest drink, and everyone got a wild card as well. So we covered all those topics. We're going to get the ball rolling. We're going to go right from the top of the list. We're going to start with the manliest dining experience. We're going to go to our resident non-foodie, Brian, to kick this one off.
So, dining experience, my manliest dining experience, I'm going with the Boathouse. The Boathouse, waterfront dining, every man loves a nice boat. You can ride boats there as well. You can ride the AMPA cars, or you can take one of the water taxis. But I also threw in that, you know what, the manly man would like to take his lady out for a romantic dinner. So this is where I thought you could incorporate both of them together. For my manliest meal, I'm going with the 12-ounce filet, well done. That is a Blue Star Heritage Angus beef, 12-ounce steak. Just sounds amazing just thinking of it. That's $48.50. Then I'm going to get the truffle fries with a lemon aioli sauce for $12. And then since I love dessert, I'm going to double it up on desserts. I'm going to get the mango sorbet with a mixed berry compote for $9. And then the Boathouse signature root beer float for $8. And then obviously I'm going to have some beer on there to show just how manly I am. Depends on how many. But without beer, I'm looking at $77.50 for my dinner. That's my manly dining experience.
That is very masculine indeed. Rob, can you top that?
We'll see. My manly experience is Ohana. And the reason I went with that one is because where else are you going to get but a bunch of meat? You can get sweet and sour chicken. You can get the shrimp, the pork, the beef, all skewered and over a roasted fire. And on top of that, hey, it's manly. So what do you get to do? You get to have all you can eat. And you know what? I was actually thinking of Brian too. You know what? Kind of someplace you can also take while you're picking out though, but you can take your lovely wife, girlfriend, significant other there. And because of the settings with Magic Kingdom in the background and with everything else, hey, you can. It's a romantic setting too, with the beach down there at the bottom and everything. So that was what I chose.
That's a good choice as well. Now I messaged you guys earlier saying that runner-ups are allowed as well. I actually have 2 runners-up for the manliest dining experience. The first one, my second runner-up, is going to be the Trails End dinner buffet. You're outside, you're eating fried chicken, ribs, pasta, pizza, chili, all those good manly things you like to eat and fill yourself up with. My first runner-up, and I went a little bit in the opposite direction, is enjoying a kitchen sink at Beaches and Cream. Scoops of vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, cookies and cream, and mint chocolate chips smothered in every topping they have for what I think is a fairly reasonable price of $32. Serves 4. They said serves 4. That's $8 a person. That's not too bad. But for my ultimate manly meal, I kind of went off the grid a little bit. I'm heading over to Shula's Steakhouse. And I am going to first start with a bowl of French onion soup. I'm going to move on to the wedge salad with the iceberg and the applewood smoked bacon and blue cheese. My entree is going to be the 24-ounce porterhouse, cooked medium rare. Almost cut it with a spoon. And with that, I'm going to have the double baked potato. And I believe it or not, I did save room for dessert. And I'm going to have the Shula's molten lava cake. Total cost before tax and tip, $95. That to me is money well spent. So those are some manly meals. I'm telling you, I'm feeling more masculine and more manly as we keep discussing this. I think we should all take our shirts off. We'll go outside. We'll start a big bonfire, and we'll just dance around like maniacs. So let me get the fire going here. Should we have a big fire or a small fire? We need a big fire.
Big fire.
Okay, big fire going. Big fire going. And we're going to move on to our next category, which is going to be the manliest snack. We're going to keep the food thing going. We're going to go to Rob first. Rob, manliest snack.
Manliest snack. I had to think about this one for a little bit, and the one I came up with was you go to Frontierland and Magic Kingdom and you get yourself a turkey leg so you can just sit there and gnaw on that thing as you're walking around Frontierland. Arr, 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 arr. Tool time, man.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
You don't even need to insert the audio now.
Nope. You just made my job easier. That was an excellent choice. Brian, your manliest snack.
Well, it's actually your manliest dining experience, the kitchen sink. I'm not even going to go into talking about it because you already did the honors, but that is my manliest snack. Solo. Not splitting it. Solo.
Oh, my. Well, then you'll have some manly alone time later after eating $32 worth of ice cream and toppings. And again, I had a runner-up. My runner-up was the cinnamon roll at Gaston's Tavern, which you can get for a snack credit. It's about the size of my head, easily feeds 2. I don't like to share. I mean, you look at me, you can tell I don't like to share my snacks. But my number one, I go along with Rob, is the turkey leg. There is something regal and manly about walking towards Splash Mountain or Big Thunder Mountain with this huge emu-sized turkey leg, and you're thinking and you're just ripping away at it, and it's salty and drippy and smoky and tastes so good, and people stop and look at it and go, "Oh, look at that guy!" And so that's the manliest snacks we came up with. I thought that was really, really good. I'm actually making me a little hungry. So we're going to give up the eating for a while, and we're going to get into the parks here. We're going to talk about the manliest attraction you can do in Walt Disney World. And Brian, the manliest attraction?
Manliest attraction, Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. As you careen through the Himalaya mountains on a speeding train, while you try to avoid the clutches of the infamous Yeti. I mean, what attraction do you ascend the tallest mountain and come face to face with one of the most mythological beasts in all of the world and barely get away with your life? I mean, you can't get any more manly than that. I mean, you get to conquer Mount Everest.
That is a solid choice, my friend. Very solid, and that actually crossed my mind as well. Rob, your manliest attraction?
I took your advice there, and I actually didn't do it on the food, but I did on this one, where I actually came up with two. And I would say my runner-up was Mission Space. I mean, manly, go to space. But also the fact that when you talk to a lot of people, especially girls, they don't like it because they can't handle the spinniness, they can't handle the going around like there, and the men are like, hey, let's ride it, and let's ride it a couple times. But so that was my runner-up. But the one I chose to be the manliest one, I chose Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster for a couple of reasons. One, you got the loud, heavy metal music, but you also got the thing that shoots you out 0 to 60. You're doing corkscrews, you're doing loops. I think it's just got a lot of different manly things all wrapped up into one attraction.
I like it. Those are both very, very good answers. But I've got two different ones from you guys. My runner-up is the old, tried and true Space Mountain. Classic, original, dark roller coaster, and it was designed with the assistance of astronauts that we just talked about in our news show. You had astronauts helping design this thing. What's cooler than being a guy that gets shot out into space? I mean, that's awesome, and it never disappoints when you go in there. You hear so many people that don't like it. Just from start to finish, it's a great ride. But my manliest attraction, I went over to Epcot and selected Test Track.
Nice.
You design your own automobile. There's almost an infinite combination you can do. That you can make this huge Batmobile looking thing, or you can make something sleek and fast. And it's also the fastest ride on property. Almost 65 miles an hour. So you feel the need for speed, you head over to Test Track, you get shot out that back door right there, all the way around. Great photo opportunity, everything like that. So Test Track is my pick for manliest attraction.
Good choice.
Yep.
Thank you. Yep. So far so good. I'm feeling more. I can feel the chest hair growing like crazy just talking about all this stuff.
And you didn't even need a shot of whiskey.
Not yet. No. And we're gonna go back. We're gonna select our manliest park. Manliest park out of all the parks on property. Rob, your manliest park.
You know what? Again, here I had two, and I broke it down into. We're talking about men. We're talking about different things, that manly things you can do. Most of the time, you're thinking muscles and brawn and roughing it and everything, and action and adventure. And if that's what you want, then I think you want to go over to Disney Hollywood Studios. You've got Rock and Roller Coaster. You've got Tower of Terror. You got the Indiana Jones ride. You got all those things of action and adventure. But you could also be Epcot and a thinking man, just as manly with his mind as he is with his brawn. And you've got a lot of things there, like you said, designing your own car. That takes some thought and knowledge in there. Mission to space, the astronauts. You got all the other different things that you need to think about and everything. You could also be a world traveler with your mind and go on World Showcase. So if you're looking for action man, if you're a man of action, then you're going to the studios. If you're a thinking man using your mind, then you want to go to Epcot.
Wow, boy, you gave that some serious thought, Rob. I am impressed. I am very impressed. Brian, your manliest park.
My manliest park is Epcot, and it's where else can you go to soar over the seven wonders of the world or build your own race car and then be able to test it out? I mean, you can't do that anywhere. But then on top of that, you can blast off and travel to Mars all in an afternoon. I mean, that is every man's childhood dreams come true in one day. But then on top of that, he can take his buddies and go and drink around the world to see who is the last man standing and the manliest man around.
Oh, there you go. Challenge made. Well, you know, it's funny. I thought this was going to be an obvious answer for all three of us, and you guys went in a totally different direction. My manliest park, believe it or not, is the Animal Kingdom.
I thought about it.
You're outdoors. You're in Asia, you're in Africa,